For 3 months straight, we've told you the same thing. Fewer homes are hitting the market, but more of them are selling. June didn't break the streak. It doubled down. And 2 of our 4 parishes just changed their stripes. Stick around. This one matters. Whether you're buying, selling, or just watching your own home's value. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the RE Real Estate Podcast, where we discuss buying and selling real estate in black and white. Here are your hosts, Ben Harang and Clint Galliano.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the RE Real Estate Podcast. I'm Ben Harang, and with me today, as usual, is my co-host, Clint Galliano. Good afternoon, Clint. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing wonderful, Ben. How you doing?
I'm doing terrific. We're sitting here in the middle of July in South Louisiana, and we actually had a day yesterday. We got a little rain in the morning, overcast all day. Temperature never got out of the 80s with a little breeze. You could actually go outside, enjoy doing some outdoor activities. Kind of one of those anomalies for the middle of July.
That would be considered a UK heat wave.
It was nice and pleasant for us. What are we digging into this month, Clint?
We are doing our monthly market update. And to remind everybody, we have general numbers for the whole Bayou Board area. So that's Terrebonne, Lafourche, Assumption, and St. Mary parishes. And then we also have individual parish reports that we get from Realtors Property Resource for market trend reports. Basically, we're going to go over what the reports say and then kind of dig into the supply squeeze that we've been tracking actually since the beginning of the year. We started off a little bit slow in January, but we've kind of been ramping up on this. And what we're going to get into is that the squeeze is real. Overall, for the board area, the month supply of inventory is down to 5.7. So that's more than 30% from a year ago. And some of the other things we want to cover is that one hot month compared to the whole year. So we've got some price jumps, but year to date is basically flat. And then we got 4 different markets, what's detailed for each individual parish. And these are all snapshots. It's not advice for your specific home. Talk to a professional about your situation before you decide to make a move. All right, Ben, let's go with the big picture, and then we'll dig into the parishes.
Board-wide, this is Lafourche, Terrebonne, Assumption, and St. Mary parishes. Residential properties, June 2026 versus June 2025. New listings are 170, down 17.5%. Year-to-date, 1,104, down 9.5%. Fewer homes are coming to the market. Pending sales are 148, which is up 23% plus. Year-to-date, 913 is up 20.3%. It's a strong momentum going forward. Closed sales, 161, up almost 23%. Year-to-date, 835, up almost 20%. So demand is clearly there. Month supply of inventory, this is where it gets crazy, is only 5.7 months, down over 30%. April flagged the tightening where it started, and May hit 6.0 and June's at 5.7. So we are squarely in a balanced market board wide. And as we talked before, we have different markets within the board, but generally the board itself is in a balanced market. And homes for sale are 783, down over 16% from a year ago. So we clearly have demand and declining inventory, which is why we're now in a balanced market.
And I mean, this is the same story for at minimum the third month in a row. Fewer listings, more sales, and supply getting absorbed.
So the demand side, closings and pendings both up over 20%. Buyers are active even with fewer choices.
And at 5.7 months, the board as a whole is edging out of buyer market territory towards balance.
And the one to watch is sellers keep sitting on the sidelines. The squeeze only accelerates.
With 5.7 months, I don't think we're going towards balance. I think that we've pretty much hitting balance and maybe trending towards a seller's market. We're not there yet, but at being below 6 months of inventory, that's definitely going in that direction.
Right. We'll see if it holds. Like you say, 1 month doesn't make a trend, but it sure looks that way right now.
Yep. So the price paradox, one hot month versus the year so far. Median sales price in June was a little over $234,000, up 8.4%. But year-to-date median is about $210,000, and that's down almost 1/10%, which isn't a whole lot. The average sales price is for June is $243,000, almost $244,000. That's up 4.2%. Year-to-date, that average sales price is $226,000, a little bit better than that, and that's down 1.6%. So percent of list price received, 97.8 in June, and that's up 2.3%. Year to date is 96.8. And again, these numbers are comparing the monthly numbers versus year to date. Mm-hmm. And days on market is 87. That's down 6.5%. And what that tells us is that homes are selling faster. So here's the teaching moment. June's median is up more than 8%, but the year-to-date median is actually down slightly. And again, we can say it again, one strong month is not a trend.
So why the gap? The mix of what sells swings a single month. A handful of high-priced closings pulls the monthly median up.
The steadier signals are the percent of lists at 97.8 and the days on market falling to 87. Sellers are getting closer to ask and faster.
And for sellers, that's encouraging. For buyers, it means there's less room to come in low board wide. We used to have some soft pockets where you could go in and make a deal. Looks like those soft pockets are no longer there.
When you hear a headline number, always ask, is that 1 month or the whole year? Because they can tell opposite stories and can be twisted to make you think what they want you to think.
Yeah, we talked about listening to the national news and the national housing market, and listen to that with a grain of salt, because what's going on nationwide is probably not what's going on here.
And just to correlate that, just look at we're going to discuss the variance between our whole market versus individual parishes. And just that is, in some cases, wildly different. So Just think how different the national market is compared to this.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about the different parishes. Terrebonne is now balanced, officially at 6.08 months of supply, down 28% over the last 12 months, 98.5% of list, 50 median days, $234,000 median sold. It was a buyer's market earlier this year. It's now a balanced market throughout Terrebonne Parish. That's down all the bayous. That's Houma. That's everything. And then we're not going to do it today, but we get into micro markets and based on zip codes, and it tells even a different story. Lafourche is now a seller's market at 5.16 months, down over 23% over the last 12 months, 96.8% of lists, 52 median days, $249,000 median sold price, the priciest of the four parishes. It was balanced earlier this year. It's now a seller's market, so it continues to come down with everybody else. St. Mary Parish is still a buyer's market. They have 9 months of supply, 94.9% of list price, 90 median days, $232,000 median sold price. Is firming. The days on the market are dropping. And then Assumption, it's still a buyer's market with 10.2 months of inventory, 96.3% of the list price, 189 median days, $180,000 median sold price, the softest, slowest market in our footprint.
So the news this month is that Terrebonne moved from a buyer's market to a balanced market, and Lafourche moved from a balanced market to a seller's market. Both core parishes tightened a full category.
So Lafourche is now tight at 5.16 months of inventory. Closing near ask, highest median price at $249,000. If you're buying there, you need to move now and buy it.
Terrebonne is the sweet spot right now. It's balanced at 98.5% of list. Homes are moving in about 50 days, and it's healthy for both sides.
St. Mary and Assumption are still buyers markets, but different animals. St. Mary's is firming. Assumption sits at 10.2 months and over 6 months on the market. Patience is required out there in those two parishes.
All right, I want to bring up a caution flag here. The RPR month-over-month swings in the small parishes are wild. St. Mary median sold up 39% for the month. Assumption down 17%. And Assumption's days are up 46%. But it's thin data, so don't overreact to just 1 month snapshot, small sample distortion, basically meaning that the number of sales helps to, when tallying everything up, it makes the changes distorted because there's limited data. There's not as many transactions going on as there are in Terrebonne and Lafourche.
So if somebody asks you, Clint, how's the market this month? How do you answer that?
It's the wrong question. It depends on which parish you're standing in.
And where you are in which parish.
Yep.
It's all about location.
So I just want to add another note that St. Mary's estimated value of $147,000 sits far below its median sold of $232,000, almost $233,000. Mm-hmm. The lower price stock is sitting while the higher price homes close, which pulls that estimate down.
That's wild.
That is.
That's wild.
We got opposite things going on in other areas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what does it mean for you? The affordability, the rates, the move, the housing affordability index in June is 120, down 5.5%. But year to date, it's 134, up 3.1%. On the year, it's more affordable than 2025.
And so here's an affordability nuance. This month dipped because prices jumped. But across the year, we're actually more affordable than we were in 2025.
The national headline number is not your quote. Get a real rate for your credit, your loan type, your property before you decide anything.
Yeah, that's actually a big deal. I listened to a podcast by David Green. He's an investor and real estate agent. He also is part owner of a loan brokerage. And the rates that you see quoted nationally as the average interest rate, those are for conventional loans. And as we've stated before, and you and I both know, conventional loans typically have a higher rate than what gets normally used down here, which is going to be your FHA, your USDA/rural development loan, or your VA loan. Those are, because they're subsidized by the government, those rates are going to be, I'm not going to give a range, but I want to say it's close to 0.5%.
It's about
lower
half
than
a
what
point
you,
different.
Yeah, lower than what you would see as the national averages, because they don't like, when they quote numbers, they, if it goes up, hey, we want to show that it's gone up a lot. If it goes down, they're still going to quote that same number, because it's easier just to grab a single number than to dig into the nuances of your rates for your different loan types.
Right. They just have a snapshot they want to put out their topic, and they don't get into the weeds on it at all.
So for sellers, inventory's tight, absorption is strong, and homes are closing near ask. If you've been waiting, this is a favorable window, especially in Lafourche and Terrebonne Parish.
All right. For buyers, you still have leverage and time in St. Mary and Assumption. In Lafourche, be pre-approved and ready to compete.
And again, I'm gonna restate this. The smart move depends on where you are, which is exactly why you talk to someone who knows your parish.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Clint, how about if I give the homework this month, since I don't do homework?
Hey, that sounds like a plan.
Here's some homework that I might do. Before you decide to buy or sell, look up your own parish's two numbers. It's market type and it's months of supply. If you're in Lafourche or Terrebonne, the window's tightening. If you're in St. Mary or Assumption, you may have more room and more time than you think. Not sure where to find the numbers? That's what we're here for. Reach out, and we'll pull your parish's snapshots for you. And we'll go a little further. We'll pull your zip code and kind of see what's going on in the zip code you're in.
All right. So if this helped you make sense of the market, do us a favor. Like it, share it with someone who's buying or selling, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss a monthly update.
You got a question you want answered on the show? Head to realestatepodcast.com and hit the Ask a Question button. We're going to continue these podcasts. We've been doing them for over a year and a half now, so they come out weekly. And if anybody asks a question, we try to answer it on the next recording. You can watch all of the full episodes on YouTube. You can listen to them on wherever you get your podcasts. All of that is available at rerealestatepodcast.com. That's rerealestatepodcast.com.
All right. Until next month, remember, smart move depends on where you are. We'll see y'all on the next episode.
All right, Clint. Talk to you later, man.
See you, Ben.
While we may discuss topics such as lending, interest rates, title law, real estate law, and appraisals in addition to real estate sales and transactions, please remember that we are only trained and licensed as real estate salespeople in Louisiana. The information shared on this podcast is for general purposes only and should not be taken as legal or financial advice. We may be agents, but unless we have signed paperwork stating otherwise, we are not your agents.